All right, everybody. Welcome back. And this time I do have the mic going. Let me know if it's too loud. I don't know what it is with this program I'm using, but sometimes it just kicks my mic off and I don't realize it until I start the stream. But welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you. Can you hear me well? Say yes or no, because I'll just keep talking. I don't care. But I'm glad to see everybody made it back to this one. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yes, good. So, thank you all for joining. Like I said earlier, I was saying when you couldn't hear me, that I usually do my live streams in the late afternoon in my time, so usually around 5 or 6 o'clock. But I've decided I'm going to go with 3 o'clock today. I really wanted to just talk some Star Wars with some people and hang out. Feel like it's been a long time, even though it's only been like a week. But yeah, there's a lot coming out. And somebody raised a good point. And first off, what I'd like to do is, there was one person that I said was going to get the top comment the other day, and she did not. So I want to go ahead and recognize, as they say. But for that, let me get my introduction out of the way. There's a lot of Star Wars stuff coming out, and there's a lot of stuff that's been announced, a lot of stuff that's being rumored. So we're going to talk about as much of that today as we can, and anything else under the sun that pertains to Star Wars or even Marvel or whatever. I don't care. I just want to talk and hang out. And welcome back, everybody. I'm Gerald. I'm a Star Wars fanatic, and you can be a Star Wars fanatic too. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's the free way to become a Star Wars fanatic. And if you don't like free stuff, go ahead and join as a member. You do get special perks for that. And by joining as a member, you also enter yourself in a chance to win a Spider-Man 2099 figure from Sideshow Collectibles. That is being donated for this by a good friend of mine. So it will ship directly from him. I won't have anything to do with it. You all know how lousy I am at shipping stuff. So I just said, please, you take care of it. I know you'll take care of it good. He's the same guy that gave me the, see if I can point it right. That Boba Fett right there. That guy. He gave me that guy. And if you guys saw the live unboxing of that, it was amazing. I might redo that video and just repost it so people can see it again. Just if you decide you want to collect the Hot Toy stuff. But if you don't want to pay for membership or join my Patreon or anything like that, that's fine. Just subscribe, hit the like button, and we'll go on from there. But yeah, so I want to go ahead and get to and if you guys leave a comment on this video, I do count the live streams in for when I do the comment highlight in the next video. So just keep those comments coming, and I'll keep paying attention to them. And let me find the comment that I was referring to earlier, if I can find it. This poor girl. Oh, there it is. All right, and this comment comes from Funeral Roses, and she says, I couldn't care less if it's Din or Boba who takes up the mantle of Mandalore. I'm selfish and greedy, and all I care about is Mandalorians. Lots and lots of Mandalorians. I want clan life. I want families. Little bitty Mando kiddos. Just give me in-depth Mandoverse, and I'll sit happy. Amen, sister. I feel you on that, and I agree 100%. Let's get some Mandalorian stories out there. And in response to her, I said, yes, and no Jedi or Sith. Not that I don't like the Jedi or Sith, and Gilbert, I'll get to you in just a moment. Not that I don't like the Jedi or Sith. I love them to death. I don't think they belong in every story. I think the galaxy's huge, and especially during the timeline we're dealing with, there's only a handful of Jedi, so they can't be everywhere. There needs to be a story without the Jedi and Sith. They can have their own stories too, and I'll watch them, and I'll be glad to watch them. But thank you for that comment, and thank you all for the great comments you guys leave. Everybody has been so respectful and so great. Even if we don't agree, we don't have to hate each other. We can be respectful and disagree. All right, Gilbert Montez, do you think Corky Kreese is actually Obi-Wan and Satine's son? Would we ever see her in his flashbacks? If you've read, everybody here that's seen my fan fictions, I did make up a new character that was Corky's mother, and she was one of the true Mandalorians fighting alongside Jango Fett. And also, I made their sister Bo-Katan be part of the Death Watch, like original. Me Regan Kreese, the sister that's never seen in anything else other than my fan fiction, was a true Mandalorian. And then Satine was the triumvirate of the new Mandalorians, the pacifist group. So put one Kreese sister on each side. And I think it worked out pretty well. I don't think that's going to be the case in the main story that was made up by me. So maybe maybe he is. And I don't know. That'd be interesting to find out. Yeah, it would ruin Obi-Wan's character a little bit because he is this celibate kind of guy who really didn't want to fall for the love he had for Satine, but he did love her. And I mean, that much is clear. And when he was on a mission to help her with Qui-Gon, that's when they fell in love. Don't soil that masterpiece. Yeah, not everything has to be Jedi and Sith. I mean, it's what Star Wars was originally founded on, yes, but then the story grew, and the stories all grew. I mean, the Bounty Hunter series, um, we got so much Mandalorian stuff. It's unreal. And I mean, there was even a Jedi Tusken Raider at one time in Legends, and that was cool. But they don't have to be everywhere. We don't have to have Jedi and Sith being the good guys and bad guys of everything. Luke Skywalker doesn't have to come in and save everybody, and I'm so glad he didn't in the Book of Boba Fett. It was neat seeing him for a minute in one episode, and I was worried, oh God, he's going to show up with Grogu and he's going to save the day, just like he did in The Mandalorian, and then he's going to do it in Ahsoka, then he's going to do it in whatever other series come out, but he didn't. So I was really happy about that. And thank you all for being here. It looks like we have about 24 people in right now. We just talked about that one, Patrick. I don't think he is, but it'd be interesting to find out. Yeah, absolutely. Solo did it without the Jedi and Sith. I mean, given that Maul was at the end of it, he was the big surprise baddie at the end of the show, but he really had nothing to do with the story other than being the puppet master behind the scenes. Um, but I mean, it was a good movie. I mean, it wasn't the best Star Wars movie ever made, but it was good. It was adventurous, and that's what Star Wars is about: adventure and drama, and a little bit of stupid, silly jokes. Yeah, smash that like button, guys. Thank you, Star Wars 95. I appreciate you, buddy. And Sydney, Brian, Rogue One was brilliant. Best starship battle ever. You're telling me. I love the starship battle in Rogue One. It just sucks that it had to wait till the end of the movie to get to it. But still, the rest of the movie was decent and intriguing enough, and I liked it. You super deicide. Are you a big deicide fan? If you're talking about the same thing I am, they're a metal band from back in the late 80s, early 90s. I met them when they were on their first tour. Oh, you're good, Patrick. Don't worry about it, man. How will Obi-Wan's psychology be in the desert alone? I think he's going to be nuttier than a fruitcake like old Yoda was. I mean, Yoda, he just had some iguanas and snakes to talk to for a little while, and those little flying things. Yeah, absolutely. Spider-Man 96. Nobody asked for the Solo movie. That's why it did bad. Really, I can cite that as probably the biggest reason it didn't do as well in the box office. And they lost money on it because they got rid of Lord and Miller 80% of the way through. Come on. I mean, just tell the guys what you want, and I'm sure they'll do it. Yeah, they're comedians. You hired comic writers to do Solo. So, yeah, they were going to make it funny. That's what they do. Yeah, I don't mind the silly little jokes. There's always silly little jokes in Star Wars. It happens. Yeah, the Vader hallway scene. And from one report I've read about the Kenobi series is that in somewhere down the line that, and I usually don't pay attention to these rumors and reports from inside sources and all that crap because nobody's got inside sources. They've got somebody leaking them garbage, and it's probably another YouTuber out there saying, this is what I heard. And then you get it all the way down the line. Eventually, Darth Vader's wearing a pink tutu. But one rumor is that Darth Vader is going to be a bigger badass than he was in Rogue One. Even meaner than he was, all on rage. So, I mean, that's the Darth Vader we all want to see anyway. But if it doesn't happen, don't hold me to it because I don't have insiders and I don't listen to other YouTubers because, frankly, I don't care what they say. As far as their theories and rumors and speculations. No, not speculations. I like their speculations, but their theories and rumors, just they don't pertain to me. So I really don't care. The news, yeah, I like Star Wars Meg. I love Star Wars Meg. She's awesome. Very positive lady. If you haven't checked out her channel, please do so. I do have a link for it in my channel. Yeah, so anyways, where was I? I get lost sometimes. My brain gets foggy. It happens. I'm getting old. But anyways, Darth Vader's supposed to be a bigger badass. And if he doesn't wind up being that, don't hold me accountable for it because it's not my story. I'm just reporting what I've seen on the internet. Hey, from Italy. Hey, from Kentucky. That's where I am, if y'all were wondering. I am in northern Kentucky, so I'm not down in the hills. Let's see. Somebody asked a question. Jay Barnett, do you think Crimson Dawn or Black Sun should be the antagonist in Book of Boba Fett Season 2? Neither. And I'll tell you why. I think the Book of Boba Fett, if there is a Season 2, hopefully they've announced that, or they're going to announce that. I'm hoping it combines more into the other shows, Ahsoka and The Mandalorian. And my big theory with those is that the Grisk is going to be the main antagonist, not Thrawn. And I've done a lot of theory videos on this, but Grand Admiral Thrawn and Ezra have been in the unknown regions for God knows how long, if they're even still there. They might be back by now. But I think they're going to have worked together, kind of like the 80s movie Enemy Mine, where my friend is my enemy is my friend, but we have to get along to make this work. But they become mutual and actually loving friends, and then fighting the Grisk in the unknown regions, think it's over, come back. Ahsoka finds him. She thinks Thrawn's a bad guy. She's holding him at sword point or laser sword point. And Ezra steps in. No. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. He's here to help us. And the Grisk are actually behind them coming in to start the Yuzan Vong War over. It'll be a little earlier in the timeline than what it was in the Legends material, but I think that's what it's going to be. Robert, not yet. And Knut the Nerd. It was my idea to make... Yeah, it was your idea to make the middle crease sister, the Me Regan crease. That was an awesome idea. And it made a lot of sense. And I wish they'd do that in the canon timeline. Robert, no, not yet. I won't be able to tomorrow. I may be able to do it Saturday. President's Day is Monday, so I won't be able to do it then. Tuesday by the latest, I'll be able to do it. I wanted to do it sometime this week, but as of right now, my wife and I are sharing a car, so I can't really get out all that much while she's off to work. I have to wait till she's working from home. Yeah, I'd love a series with just Ezra and Thrawn. I want to see what they were up to in the unknown regions. And there's another report that there's a secret Lucasfilm show filming in June or July or something like that. And Lucasfilm works on all kinds of stuff. It isn't just Star Wars. So it wouldn't surprise me if it's just some reshooting of Indiana Jones or some first shooting of Indiana Jones. I don't even know where they are in the production of that. But I wouldn't hold to it that it's a Star Wars project. I mean, look into it. Keep your ear out and all that. But I don't think it would be a Star Wars project. Yeah, Star Wars 95. It could also be, like the Thrawn Ascendancy stuff. And Thrawn is my favorite Imperial villain, if anybody didn't know that. Ever since 1992, when the first Thrawn novel came out from Timothy Zahn, he was my favorite. About the droid attack on the Wookiees, huh? So for Valentine's Day, my wife got me a $50 gift certificate to my favorite comic book store. And with that gift certificate, I caught up on the Crimson Dawn comics. I haven't read them yet, but I bought them. So, or Crimson Reign, and I'll be doing that. And I got one other thing. This guy was so hard to find up until now. I couldn't find him anywhere for less than $50 up until now. So I got him for $30 at my comic book store. Star Wars Bengals. Not sure what that means. Hey, Bobby. Good to see you, buddy. About time you got in here. Thought you were forgetting about me there for a while. Mad at me or something. I know you got a new job and all that. Oh, yeah. This is the coffee mug I made that I shared. Jesus, I got a hair on it somewhere? Look at that. Yeah, looks like a 4-year-old made it. One guy even laughed at my post. He put, ha ha ha. I can't help but laugh with him because, I mean, that side looks like a 4-year-old made it. That side looks like a 3-year-old made it. And then that side is too big for the cup. So, yeah, everybody's saying it's great work. It's not really. If you saw it up close, you wouldn't think it was great work. What if Alan Vell appeared? I mean, I'm holding on to that one, Blaze Cap. I'm holding on to Alan Vell appearing. There's the yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I'm holding on to Alan Vell a lot. Bobby, nah, I'd never forget my favorite Star Wars YouTuber, especially now that you're blowing up. I'm not blowing up as much now. I mean, it's strange. It's not really, but it's kind of funny. I was blowing up a few weeks ago and going crazy, but now it's just evening back out to almost where it was before I blew up. So, I mean, these things come and go. It's ebb and flow. And haven't seen DR yet, Bobby. Let's see. Finn Rao. Okay, Sydney, thank you for bringing that up. I have this article pulled up right here to talk about that. So it looks like Ray Stevenson has been cast for the Ahsoka project. If you don't know who Ray Stevenson is, he did the voice for Gar Saxon in both Rebels and the Clone Wars. Great voice actor, but he is now cast for live action. And being that this time period that the Ahsoka series is going on is well past Gar Saxon's death, I'm hoping for Finn Rao. He kind of looks like Finn Rao too. So look him up, check it out. The first thing I thought when I saw his face was, oh my God, he looks like Finn Rao. So I'm hoping that's a thing. I even put in my fan fiction Finn Rao's dad or brother or something. I can't remember. Dang, 1 million plus on a Bane video. That's awesome. Congratulations to him. Wish I could make short little edit videos. Yeah. Star Wars 95. I doubled my subscription count in, I think it was like 3 days, 4 days or something. That was big. Yeah. I'm not downplaying it at all. I'm not downplaying it all one bit. It doesn't say he's playing an Imperial Blaze Cap. It just says he's playing an antagonist. Speculating he's playing an antagonist. That's the rumor. So, I mean, he could even be Gar Saxon's son, who's wanting revenge for Gar Saxon. But I think Finn Rao would be amazing. And I know Finn Rao isn't so much a antagonist as an anti-hero. He did join back in with the Mandalorian crew with Sabine Wren. But if Sabine Wren's going to be in the show, Gar Saxon or Finn Rao should almost be an automatic. That's what I think. I don't know who that is, Aaron. There's a lot of characters I don't know. Hey, I am proud of it, Blaze Cap. I'm really proud of it, and I'm proud of every one of you guys that are in here. I love that we're expanding. We're expanding the positive nature of this channel and the positive nature of Star Wars. We're trying to get away from the negativity that's out there. Yeah, he played Gar Saxon in Rebels and the Clone Wars. Pigs are there. And I hope when Lucasfilm actually decides to make Boba Mandalore in one of these next series, it will blow way up. Yeah, when Boba Fett gets that bigger story, I mean, I think that, I might surpass the big guy there. Just saying. Maybe not. I don't know. I did some bad things the last few days, and I'm not ashamed of it at all, because it's good to research other people that are doing the same topics as you, to see where they stand, to make sure you're doing something different, because I don't want to do the same things everybody else is doing, because they're saying it enough and they're getting all the views, so there's real no competition for me. I'd just get wiped out quickly. So I did go in and look at some of the bigger YouTubers to see what they're talking about, and one of them has a crap ton of theories on the Book of Boba Fett. Before each episode came out, he theorized this or that, or he or she, I don't want to name any names, this or that. And I think none of them were right. None of the theories were right. So, I don't know. I've got about a 90% success rate with my theories and predictions. So, I'm sure it might be lower than 90%, because there are some that didn't happen. I thought Sophie Thatcher was going to be Alam Vel, but she also didn't turn out to be Arlen, whatever the hell her name was, from the Masters of Terrace Kasi game. Your channel showed up in my obviously a lot of people's suggestions algorithm. Got it right for a change. We'll subscribe because it's nice here. Thank you, Power Droid Girl. I appreciate that. I think it's nice here. I mean, for a long time it was me and like 10 other people in the live streams, but we had a blast. It was a great time. Now we've got almost 40, or we do have 40 in here right now, and that's amazing to me. And I do try to get to everybody's comments as much as I can, at least one comment per person. Boba ain't going to be Mandalore. Sorry, Nicholas Mueller, please explain your reason for that. I've explained mine in multiple videos. I don't have to explain it again. Arden Lynn, that's it. Spider-Man 96, thank you. Yeah, my theories have mostly been right, and I don't say them just because I like a character. I don't say Boba Fett's going to be Mandalore just because I like Boba Fett. I like Din Djarin too. Not as much as Boba Fett, but I like him. And I just don't think Din Djarin's going to do it. And the biggest reason I think that now, after episode 7 aired, or chapter 7 of the Book of Boba Fett, is because what happened after the battle? What was Boba Fett doing? He was assisting he was making sure his people were good. He was going around to his people, making sure they're good. Through a Melu run at Chrysanthemum, and and joked around with the people and watched over the cleanup and all that. He was mingling with his people. What did Din Djarin do? He took off on his own with Grogu again. Doesn't seem like he wants to be the leader type, or he would have stuck around to see what else he could do there. I don't know. It's just a thought. That's my biggest reason now. Oh, thank you, Mr. A to Z. I appreciate that. And with the people, I'm still waiting to see if that answer comes to me. I appreciate your approach to how you choose to create your content. Thank you. And thank you for that, Ancient Burner. I appreciate that. It's weird because if I talk about anything other than Mandalorians or Boba Fett, I don't get any views. I mean, yesterday I put out a video anticipating the Obi-Wan Kenobi series about Darth Vader's lines in A New Hope. When I left you, I was but the learner. Now I am the master. And that one got fewer views than any of my recent videos. That's weird. Pop quiz. Who would win in a fight for the Darksaber, Boba or Din? Right now, if there was a fist-to-fist fight, I'd say it would probably be Din Djarin. He's a little more agile and a little more in shape. The Sarlacc really did a number on Boba and his age. Even though they're roughly the same age, Din Djarin hasn't been through nearly the physical problems that Boba Fett has. And we can tell that by Boba Fett's movements. Din Djarin's a little more agile. But, I mean, you want to talk about outwitting? I think Boba Fett would outwit Din Djarin. You think Bo-Katan will come back in Mando Season 3 to get the... Damn right she will. She'll be back. And I'm surprised they didn't have a whole episode of her in the Book of Boba Fett. And I'm sorry, guys. I am still a little disappointed that an entire episode went to Luke Skywalker training Grogu. 5 minutes. That's all you needed to explain why Grogu shows up on Tatooine. You don't need an entire episode. I mean, that was just fan service at that point. When and if we'll see Omega again. I don't think we're going to see Omega in live action until after Season 2 of The Bad Batch. There's still a lot of open stuff with her, and I think it would ruin The Bad Batch if we found out about it now in live action rather than going to The Bad Batch and watching it. I think The Bad Batch is predicated on a lot of what Omega does. As we know, The Bad Batch themselves, Clone Force 99, probably didn't live much past maybe midway through the Imperial era due to their enhanced aging process, unless they figured out a way to stop that. So I think Omega's live action debut is going to come probably not until maybe the Ahsoka series or Andor, maybe. But I don't know when the Bad Batch Season 2 is going to come out, so I can't really tell. Bobby wants to see Omega in love action, huh? Good one, Bobby. Yeah, I hope we get 2 Boba Fett episodes in Mando Season 3. And I hope we get 1 episode if they do a Luke Skywalker series. Because they owe us for that. That was ridiculous. The Mando, I can kind of understand. It was... The Mando episode was kind of about Boba Fett. It wasn't about Mando, other than his journey to get to Tatooine. The story, the lore, and all that, the mythosaur. I'm sticking with that, guys. The armorer was talking about Boba Fett. She wasn't talking about Din Djarin. He's not going to be able to wield the Darksaber. He's already tried. And call it the Elder One, call it Excalibur, whatever you want to do. That's just the way I see it. Bad Batch is set to release May 4th, really? That's just a couple weeks before the Kenobi series. Huh. But we get 2 series at the same time. Samuel Zanin, sorry. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I love my channel too, and I love every one of you. And let me go back. Yeah, sorry about that London Visited. I didn't get to see that comment. I think Echo will show up in live action with Omega. He's more machine than clone. That could be possible. And maybe when the Separatists took him in and hooked him up to all those machines, maybe it did something to his growth inhibitor or his age amplifier or whatever they call it. So that could be a possibility too. Yeah, I'd like to see him in live action. Thanks, Bobby. I appreciate it. And Aaron, I saw your comment a second ago. Let me see if I can go back to it. Holy cow, I just realized your hat is a First Order Stormtrooper helmet. Yes, it is. I got this at Disney World. One of my many cool finds. There's my puppers. What up, buddy? What's going on, man? I can't take you out right now. You should have went out when I tried to get you to. Sorry. The Goofy Cup. Rex was in Jedi. Yeah, Rex was at the Battle of Endor. You're correct. Which is crazy to me. Originally, that character's name was Santos. Yeah, accelerated aging. Thanks, Blaze Cap. It skipped my mind for a minute. It does that. Yeah, originally that character's name was Santos, but then Dave Filoni started teasing and said, why not? Why can't it be him? Wild dog has appeared. Yeah, he's wild, all right. No, I'm not taking you out. Go, 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 go. Hang on, guys. I'm going to put you on hold for just a moment because he's wanting to go out. I'm just going to run up and let the door open so he can go out. I'll be right back. Alrighty, I'm back. Sorry about that. Um, yeah, I love the Marvel stuff too, Blaze Cap. That stuff that I'm loving it. I don't understand why everybody's complaining about WandaVision. I actually liked it. I liked it a lot. I watched it twice, um, maybe three times, because I really liked it. I had to go back and just try to figure it out, see if I could pick up the stuff all over again. I There's a report or rumor that Leia and Luke might be in the Kenobi series. I think Leia would be more apt to be in the Andor series since she's a big part of the rebellion. What did I miss? Knut, I'm sorry, buddy. These comments are rolling in quick. It's hard for me to catch every one. I want Kevin McKidd to play Fenn Rau. He voiced him in Rebels, and he looks like an older version of him. Huh. I'll have to look him up. Give me a second. I'm not saying that absolutely that Ray Stevenson is going to play Fenn Rau, but let me look this up. Yeah, kind of. He kind of does look like him, doesn't he? Huh. Not bad. You could be right, and I'm okay with being wrong. Maybe Grogu's blood is for her. I need to go back a little bit. Rey's a clone. No, she's the daughter of a clone. Star Wars is dead. I don't know. I got 43 people in here that'll disagree with you there, Angry Hermit. Sorry that you're so angry and bitter. But this is a happy place, so carry on. Leia, Han, and Chewbacca in the Andor series. I don't know. Han and Chewbacca would probably do better in the Lando series. I don't know about because Han and Chewie don't really have anything to do with the rebellion until A New Hope, and the Andor series is even before Rogue One. So I don't think Han and Chewie would make much sense in that, other than fan service. And you said you loved the fan service. Yeah, it would be. It'd be fan service purely if Han and Chewie were in it. I mean, Leia would make sense in it. Luke wouldn't. Obi-Wan Kenobi might even make a little bit of sense in it. That's right, Samuel Zanin. Star Wars is not dead. Andor is going to be the benchmark for future Star Wars series. Maybe. Let's see. I mean, it's a series nobody really asked for, so let's see what they do with it. Rey had potential, but they didn't write her very well. Yeah, I can see that. I'm not going to go into my feelings on the sequels and stuff because I got my feelings on them. You guys have yours, and I don't want to upset anybody. Bob Ross of Star Wars. How do you think they could fix the sequels? The same way they fixed the prequels. Add more content. Plain and simple. Explain how and why Palpatine came back, because that's, as much as I liked that Palpatine came back, I didn't agree with it. I thought Kylo Ren should have been the next antagonist, or even Hux behind the scenes working against both parties. And they really damaged Hux' character for me in Rise of Skywalker. I liked him so much in The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, and then, just throw him away. Let's replace him with Richard Grant, which Richard Grant's an excellent actor. He's awesome. But, yeah. Wish they wrote Andor series before Rogue One. Writing a series for him after he's dead. Well, yeah, kind of General Grievous. I get what you're saying there, but also they made Revenge of the Sith after A New Hope. Revenge of the Sith, we knew what was going to happen. It was probably the most predictable Star Wars movie ever made. We knew Anakin was going to turn to the dark side. We knew Obi-Wan was going to go into hiding and take Luke to Tatooine. We knew that Yoda was going to go into hiding to Dagobah. We knew the rebellion was getting started. All this stuff we already knew was going to happen, but it didn't make it a less interesting movie. It just made it predictable. Going to be a spy thriller. Hope we get to see. Yeah, from what I'm hearing from Alan Tudyk, S&J Smith, is that K2SO won't be in it in the beginning, but it might show kind of how they became the way they were between Cassian Andor and K2SO, which would be kind of like an origin story for Han Solo and Chewbacca. Which, by the way, I love that. I love the way they did the Han Solo meeting Chewbacca. You know, Chewie was going to grind his face into the mud and drown him. That was awesome. Let's see. They will use all these shows set in between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens have plenty of content and storylines that will enhance the sequel trilogy. Yes, that's what I'm looking forward to. And they haven't really done much with it yet. I mean, they came out with that one Resistance cartoon that, I'm sorry, if you like that show, then by all means, I'm happy for you. And you're allowed to like it, but I couldn't like it. There was like one episode that I liked. The rest of it is just Top Gun and Star Wars, and I just wanted to slap people. DR, what's up, buddy? Predictable, but a brilliant pull of the threads. Yeah, absolutely. I love Revenge of the Sith. I love the opening scene. That's probably my favorite opening scene of any Star Wars movie. Even though the original trilogy is my favorite, that opening scene in Revenge of the Sith was just, it was breathtaking. When the first time I saw it in the theater on opening night in 2005, it was just like, wow, we can do such amazing things with film now. Cute at best. Yeah. Yeah, DR, you saw the mug already. Yeah, absolutely, General Grievous. And I don't think it was meant for 48-year-old men. I think it was meant for 10-year-old kids. And at the time, what was he, 11 or 12? When it came out, he didn't like it. So, alright, who we got in here? Troy, the fans need to listen. Boba Fett will be Mandalore and take the Darksaber from Din or whoever has. I don't think he'll have to take it from him. I think it's going to be more of the Darksaber's choice to do that. And Star Wars Examiner, good to see you too. Thank you. I don't think he's going to have a problem with getting the Darksaber free will. He's not going to have to fight Din. I'd hate to think that he's going to have to fight Din, because Din's one of the popular characters that have brought a lot of fans into the Star Wars universe, him and Grogu. A lot of new people came out of The Mandalorian. Kids and other demographics that really didn't make up a lot of the Star Wars fandom. And it's good. It's good that that happened. Have I read any of the Star Wars Legacy comics? Which ones are you talking about? If they're new ones, probably not. I have a lot of the new canon comics, but I don't know anything about Legacy. Maybe, DR. I'm hoping. By any chance, can we start the streams at 4 maybe? Since I don't want to miss the majority of it. Since I come back now. Haha. Possibly DR, but that's when my wife gets off work. And I like to have everything wrapped up by the time she gets home. So I might be able to do it at 4 and then end it at 5. Like today, I might run over a little bit just because nobody's here. It's just me and the doggo. Let's see. Grogu has several similarities with Rey, which leads me to believe... Oh, that went away quick. That Grogu's blood was used for something related to Rey. Possibly. What do you mean, what's so important for Star Wars? Sorry, I'm missing a lot of the chat here, guys, because it goes by so quick. So I'm just reading some of your comments here. One reason if this is what you're talking about, Faye, I'm not really sure. One reason I think it's important to get more demographics involved in Star Wars, it's not so much the demographics. It's just people. To me, people are people. I don't care what sex, color, race, religion, anything. I don't care about any of that stuff. People are who they are, and I judge them on the quality of their character, not the look of their skin or their orientations, as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. would have said and did say. But I think it's important to keep Star Wars alive, to keep it going, and the next generations, the young people getting involved in Star Wars just helps our own legacy keep going and going and going. I try to keep my kids involved in it, but, they're teenagers nowadays, and they care about doing this. That's how they watch movies. And I'm like, ugh, put your phone down. Yeah, TK421, I'd love to see a series as well, but I think they're going to, if they do still do the Lando series, I haven't heard any news about that one. If they still do the Lando series, then I'd say Solo's going to be in that quite a bit. Yeah, Kent Adamson, I agree. That was a missed opportunity. They should have had some kind of Anakin in there, a Force Ghost or something. That's something I was really disappointed in. We got his voice. That was it. And I think he should have been a Force Ghost all along in that series. And why is this coming out? That's weird. My stickies aren't sticking anymore. Anyways, yeah, I think that was a missed opportunity as well. Like I said, I do like the sequel trilogy. I do. I'm sorry. Well, I'm not sorry. I'm not going to apologize for what I like, just as I wouldn't ask any of you to apologize for what you don't like. It's personal preference. I like the sequel trilogy, but there are a lot of missed opportunities in it, and there are a lot of things I don't agree with in it. But there's a lot of things I don't agree with in a lot of Star Wars stuff. I mean, the book of Boba Fett. Boba Fett is my favorite character of all. Taking 2 episodes away from him. I know it's a book, and I know books have chapters, and I know these chapters sometimes go off of the main character and do their own side story, but then it wraps around to the main story. The Luke stuff did not wrap around to the main story. Had nothing to do with Boba Fett. So that's one thing that irks me still to this day, and I try to find some semblance in why it is necessary to have Luke Skywalker in the book of Boba Fett, and really I can't. I've done some pro-Luke videos, and I've done some anti-Luke videos too, but I can't find a reason why he's actually in there, other than fan service. Hey, thank you, Power Droid Girl. I appreciate it. Yeah. My least favorite Star Wars film has been The Phantom Menace. And that's not saying I don't like it. I do like it. It's just not my favorite. Hey, thank you, Samuel. I appreciate that, buddy. It's just not my favorite. I think there was too much Jar Jar in my face. Like, and I was just like, back off, little man. But he wasn't a horrible character. He was just too dramatic, too soap opera. Right, absolutely. Absolutely, Kent. He shouldn't have been in it. He could have been in it for 5 minutes, and that would have explained why Grogu ended up on Tatooine, with Peli Motto's overacting. You little waffret! I don't even know how she says it, but it's just like, ugh, every time she says it, I'm like, ugh. I like her, but ugh. I don't want to know how she knows Jawas are furry. Other than you can see the fur popping out of their cloaks now. My favorite Book of Boba Fett episode, episode 2. It's a tie, really. Episode 2 and episode 7. 7, he's on a Rancor, man. You can't beat that. I don't care if everybody says, why didn't he just go get the Slave One and then come in and blow him up? Well, okay, he could have done that too. But he chose the Rancor. He had two choices, the Rancor or the Slave One. Rancor is a little more street worthy, whereas Slave One, he could have came in and done strafing moves and stuff like that, but we all know you still need feet on the ground. But he chose the Rancor, and for good reason. It was a badass moment. I mean, here he comes up over that building, and you're like, yeah. Why is no one talking about episode 4? Episode 4 was good, but it wasn't my favorite. You asked me what my favorite was. 50 Shades of Jawa. TR8R, that's right. Traitor. Oh, let's see. Actually, the whole episode, in my opinion, was fan service. Also seemed like Dave saying, hey guys, remember all the characters I have made? Right. I mean, Ahsoka didn't have a reason to be there. R2-D2, Luke Skywalker, Grogu, Mando. I mean, Cad Bane, yes. Cad Bane had every reason to be there. He and Boba Fett had history, long history. And it made sense to have him in there. Cobb Vanth, yes, he lives on Tatooine. Reason for him being there. Now, one of my predictions that didn't come true is I haven't seen Miggs Mayfeld yet. So, I mean, that was probably more of a hope than a prediction, I guess. I hoped to see him in, what's this? Star Wars, Princess Leia and Han Solo's Wedding, the Book of Boba Fett finale, and more. Huh, that's different. Hey, thank you, London Visited. I appreciate you. I know, people were so upset that Luke wasn't there to save the day. It's like, dude, get Luke's ding-dong away from your face. Stop. And I'm sorry to be crude about it, but Jesus, Luke does not have to be in everything. He doesn't have to save everything. The show was good enough without that crutch being there. They did not need a legacy character coming in and crutching it up. It didn't make sense to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just biased or something. But come on. Let a story exist without Luke, Han, Leia, Lando, Chewie, or any Sith or Jedi. Let a story exist. Let it go. Let it just be its own thing. And if it crashes, then it crashed on its own. If it survives on its own. It doesn't need CGI Luke or deepfake Luke to pop up and fix everything. You know what's not a hope? Oh, for that Leia book. Also, how much would it have complicated things, considering that Luke and Boba have some serious history that wasn't part of the conflict in that season? I mean, yeah, Luke and Boba had some history, but it was a job to Boba. And I think Luke would understand that Boba Fett was a bounty hunter for the Empire, who was the governing party at the time, and Boba went to find Luke. Yeah, I mean, it was a job. That's all Boba's going to look at. He's going to like, Luke, what? Who? What? You tried to shoot people at Jabba's barge. I tried to stop you from doing that. I found out your name and delivered it to Darth Vader. Okay, why are you upset? Oh, yeah, absolutely. If some of the fans wrote the book of Boba Fett, Luke, it would have been the book of Luke Fett. He would have been made an honorary Mandalorian, and Boba Fett would have gave him his armor and retired somewhere on a beach front with an umbrella drink, and Luke would have been zip zapping, zip zoop zip womp womp, around with Mandalorian armor on. No, Luke wasn't the one that caused him to land in the pit. He was aiming at Luke when it happened, but it was Han that spun and hit him. And, I mean, even if he held it against Han for doing that, it was during a battle. There's collateral damage during a battle. You can't expect to not get some kind of something happen to you at some point during a battle. And it was an accident. I mean, Han didn't even know what he was doing. Probably didn't even realize he had done it. Yes, those 2 episodes should have been in The Mandalorian Season 3. Yes. I mean, bringing Luke and Mando into it really hurt the chances of Bosk and Dengar coming in. Or even Bylart Valance. To me, I would have rather seen Bosk or Dengar. They aren't that big of characters where it would have propped up the show. The Jedi Lorian. Thanks, DR. Zeltron model. Yeah, he didn't use Slave 1 because he didn't want Blip City. That's what I was talking about, Knut. The Rancor was more practical in the streets than the Slave 1. He could only do strafing runs with the Slave 1, and sure, he might have hit those 2 Scorpionic droids, but okay, what's he going to do beyond that? I mean, sure, it showed that he could hover it down slowly and aim at things, but I mean, who's going to have a rocket launcher ready when he's just hovering there? Probably a lot of people. Yeah, Bylart Valance would have been dope in the show. I would have loved to seen him. At first, I didn't like Valance that much a long time ago, but now he's growing on me. And he and Boba have some history. So, I mean, Valance could be like, man, you did this to me. Or part of it, at least. Yeah, I mean, Faye, she's the daughter of a clone, so I guess you could just think of it as she is a clone, a product of cloning. Booyah, caught you live. Hey, bottom tier collector, good to see you. EasyG97, at the end, the Rancor did destroy the city too, kind of. Yeah, he went on that whole King Kong rampage. Even climbed a tower. That was kind of neat. I like the throwback on that. But a lot of people complain about it. Oh, it was too much like King Kong. Well, you know what? No story has not been written yet. There isn't a story that hasn't been written. Everything's been written, and everything is inspired by something else. So, I mean, even The Mandalorian, people say, Mandalorian's so much better. It's on its own. Blah, blah, blah. No, it's not. It's a Western. It's an old samurai. Its inspirations draw deeper than just being a Mandalorian show. Cad Bane being in it with Boba and him having passed. However, I would taken Bosk over seeing Cad Bane. Possibly, yeah. I mean, there were plenty of Trandoshans there that could have easily slipped Bosk right in there. Oh yeah, I'm reading. I've got the last 2 Bounty Hunter comics right now. TK421. I haven't read them yet. I just picked them up yesterday, but I'm loving the Bounty Hunter comics. They're probably my favorite so far, other than the Darth Vader stuff. Right, General Grievous. I mean, this isn't Dresden. We're not trying to burn the city to the ground. It isn't Atlanta during the Civil War. You're just trying to hit specific targets, and that's what modern day warfare is like. We don't try to hit collateral We don't try to get collateral damage anymore. We don't carpet bomb things. We go for precise targets. Yeah, the Night of a Thousand Tears. That was an awesome, awesome look, though. I'm glad they put that in. Because that's going to tie back into Boba Fett being Mandalore. I'm sorry, guys. Boba Fett's going to be Mandalore. It's going to happen. It's a prediction and a theory of mine. If I'm wrong, then cool. I'm wrong. I'm not going to be upset if I'm wrong. I'm not going to go crying and pouting. Well, you should have listened to me. I'm Star Wars fanatic. No, I don't care. And they don't care about me. I mean, but it is kind of weird that a lot of the stuff that happened in the Book of Boba Fett I predicted a year ago. Just saying. Not saying they listened to me at all. Crimson Reign comics are amazing. I haven't finished the first one yet, but I do have all of them. So I need to catch up. I picked up like 10 comics yesterday that I need to really dig through. Ever read the comic version of Heir of the Empire? I haven't read the comic version, but I read the novel back in '92. Ray Stevenson is great. Colin, good to see you. Thanks for joining. Put money on Boba. Yes. They watch my videos. I doubt it. I mean, if they do, they're really silent about it, and they're just like sneaky. Hee look, Star Wars fanatic said Jawa steal his uniform or his armor while he's passed out. Let's make that happen. Because that was one of mine too, one of my predictions. Another prediction was that he was going to go live with the Tuskens and become one of them. I made that prediction when I first saw him in the Book of Boba Fett without any armor. Yeah, they're going to make Boba Mandalore. Don't worry, Blaze Cap. And they're going to bring Arla, or Aelin Vel back too. I wouldn't worry about that too much. I don't know if there's so much predictions. It's just what makes sense. I mean, the reason I felt he was raised or lived with the Tuskens for a while is because of the type of robes he was wearing. He had a gaffy stick and a cycler rifle on his back. I don't think he went in and killed Tuskens just to take their weapons and robes. It made more sense to me that for 5 years he'd been living among them and learning and becoming one of them. That's just... Troy says, how do you think Boba will get the Darksaber if not in combat from Den? He doesn't have to kill him. I know a lot of people don't agree with me on this, but they're saying that I'm trying to make it sound like it's the Elder Wand, and I'm not, because the Darksaber itself is lifeless. It's what's inside the Darksaber that gives it the life. It's the Kyber Crystal, and if you watch the Clone Wars, you'll see that Kyber Crystals choose their Jedi. When they go to Ilum to get their Kyber Crystals, the Kyber Crystal presents itself to the Jedi when it feels the Jedi's worthy of getting it. Now, the same thing is going to happen with the Darksaber. The Darksaber is going to present itself worthy to the one who deserves it. Give me just a second. I'll be right back. My wife is calling me. One moment. Alrighty, I'm back. Sorry about that. Just had to tell her real quick that I'm still on the live stream. Don't like those guys. One of the most toxic Star Wars channels. Dead on nerves. Josh is so negative. I wouldn't know. I don't watch him, so I don't know. I know a lot of people that have 100,000, 200,000, a million subscribers think they're the authority because they have that many people following them. I mean, the Pied Piper of Hamelin had all the rats follow him. What happened to them? But I don't care. I don't care how many followers I have. It doesn't mean that I'm less credible than anybody else. I don't have inside sources, and I'm not going to claim to have inside sources. Even if I had inside sources, I wouldn't use their material and say, this is what's going to happen, guys, because that inside source is probably lying to you. Jango and Boba have the same genetic body, but a different soul, so he can only be worthy if he wins it in battle. Not so much. I mean, if he proves himself in other ways, the Darksaber crystal could say, this guy. You know what I mean? Thanks, DR. I think there's becoming more of a need to have Darth Bane brought to canon. Yes, and that's another thing I was going to ask. Does anybody at all know if this new Old Republic game is going to be canon? Because, I mean, they're putting a lot of effort into this just for some fan service to throw back an old game. They're remaking the entire game. That means they're changing the story up a little bit and making the characters a lot better. So, what do we think? Is it going to be canon? Has anybody heard? Star Wars Theory, he made me upset. Made me so upset at the finale. I was really disappointed in him for bashing Star Wars in general. I never seen that. Yeah, I didn't see that happen. So, I mean, I'm not going to comment on other people like that. Their negativity has no bearing on who I am. If anything, people are just going to get tired of it and they're going to come over and check me out a little bit more. Canon to Disney standards. Come on, DR. That's negative. You think it is canon? I hope so. I mean, Bane's already canon. Darth Bane's already canon. We just need Malgus now. We need Malgus. Revan's name's canon, but we also need Nihilus. Nihilus. He's my favorite Sith. We need that guy. We need him back. Yeah, I can't wait till it comes out. I'm debating. I mean, I don't have a PlayStation 5 because, can't find them. And then when you can find them, I'm too poor to own one. As you can see back there, I have a PlayStation 4 still. PlayStation 4 Pro, but I still have a PlayStation 4. So I'll probably get the game on PC when it comes out. Oh, gotcha, DR. Yeah, the idea of winning a lightsaber in battle isn't a Jedi Force thing. It's Mando culture, based around the hilt. Not what's inside kyber crystals are sentient, linked in the Force. Yes, but at the same time, the kyber crystal can choose how heavy it wants to be to someone that that doesn't see as worthy as using it, no matter how they want it in battle. As we can see, Din Djarin won it fair and square in battle. People could say he can't wield it because he's depressed. All they want, but he was trying to wield it when Grogu was in the battle with him, and he was still having a hard time. Hey, don't knock my PlayStation stuff, DR. Oh yeah, Don. Good to see you. Top 3 favorite bad guy characters. All right. Strictly villains. Darth Vader, number 1. Nihilus, number 2. Thrawn, number 3. That list could change tomorrow, but as of right now, this moment, that's where it stands. His reaction on his channel was so bad it was struck and taken off YouTube. Huh, that's interesting. Thor's hammer for Mandalorians? Could be. If it's got a kyber crystal in it. Yeah, kind of like magic wands in Harry Potter. Tyler, I don't think blasters have kyber crystals. That would put a kyber crystal in the hands of everybody, and that means they wouldn't be unique anymore. Luke will be in the Ahsoka series. I could almost guarantee that. I mean, put him in there, that's fine. Don't take a whole episode away from Ahsoka to put him in, but Ahsoka she hasn't disagreed with being a Jedi yet from The Mandalorian on, so, I mean, this is a story about Jedi, so why not? Yes, I know. I know, Robin. I told you I was going to run over a little bit. Knights of the Old Republic remake is Legends. Sorry. Okay. That's fine. Then they need to really start doing some stories on it. I'm really liking the High Republic stuff. I'm on the 3rd novel now. I can't put it down when I pick it up. Even when my wife says put it down, I'm having a hard time. I'm like, ooh, I don't know. I can't. It's so good. And people can complain about it all they want, about a rock being a character in it named Geode. I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was hilarious every time the rock was in the scene. And what people don't understand is it never shows the rock as being sentient. It never shows him moving. Anytime, like, they'll say, isn't that right, Geode? Geode just gives a staunch look. Well, yeah, he's a rock. That's what they do. They just look. So, I mean, he does wind up in places that he probably shouldn't be, but it never says he walked to it or he waddled to it or rolled to it or anything like that. It just says he's there. So I think the hippie on the ship is placing the rock in these different places. Yeah, they should do an Old Republic show. Start at the beginning. I'd love to see the Old Republic Commandos. Those things were badass. Favorite villains: Darth Vader, Thrawn, Boba Fett. Boba Fett isn't a villain. Jango Fett wasn't a villain either. They're anti-heroes. And now, Boba Fett's kind of a hero. Yeah, I saw that. Thanks, Knut. It's Legends. Oh well. It's a rock. It is. And it does rock things. It just stands there. So what? They gave a rock a name. People are having a fit about it. It's nothing big to have a fit about. It's not even a major part of the story. It's just kind of like comic relief. It's like C-3PO and R2-D2. If C-3PO and R2-D2 were rocks, couldn't talk and couldn't move. That's all Geode is. And I'm really liking the High Republic novels. They're just from beginning to end, it just keeps you encapsulated. The characters are great, the action, the story is great, and even when it slows down, you're like, okay, I can take a breath and read and catch up on the story again. Hey, thanks, Mr. A to Z. I appreciate it. And I saw another comment in here. Fanatic, we have to do a book report. My friend asked if we could do a Star Wars book. Hey, go for it. I recommend any of the Thrawns, the Aftermath series, or any of the High Republic so far. He's a basalt. Do you think it's sad that they declared the explanation of the Iron Heart in Mandoa, Karta Beskar, to Legends? Is it Legends now? Because the Iron Heart's everywhere. It's even in Prime Minister Olmec's hair, and it's all over the decorating of the palace on Sundari. So I don't know. Originally it was meant for Mandalorian commandos, but I think a Mandalorian warrior should have. Maybe they're just kicked it to Legends for now until they revamp the story. I'm gonna hold on to it as part of my headcanon because I can do that. Palpatine, Traya, and Bane. Ooh, good. Good one, Sydney. Is Yoda in the High Republic novels? Kent Adamson asks. By name, so far. They've just mentioned him. He hasn't been in any action or anything or had any speaking lines yet, but he's been mentioned once or twice. Not very much. Geodude. Yeah, Boba was viewed as bounty hunter scum. Yes, by Imperials, no less, who also called rebels scum. And rebels were heroes. I'm not saying Boba Fett was a hero in The Empire Strikes Back, because he was not. He was an anti-hero. Top 3 favorite good guy characters. Ooh, that's rough. Let's go with Ahsoka, Rex, right now, Din Djarin, if you want to count him as a hero. I don't know, so many good ones. I gotta throw Chewbacca in there somewhere. I feel like that's a must in any Star Wars lineup. Hey, no problem, Kent. The Mandalorian excision was part of the exploration of the Iron Heart is as of now in Legends. Maybe they change it later. Who knows? Yeah, maybe it'll come back at some point, and I'm sure it will. Sometimes they do that just to bring out a new story about it and make it a little bit different, but more cohesive. A lot of the Legends stuff was not cohesive. That's why it got stricken. But I see them bringing a lot of stuff back too. Revan's a good one. Alrighty. What time is it? 4:30. I went over by just a little bit, huh? Not a whole lot. Just a little bit. Yeah, I'm starting to get a little hungry. Oof. This sleeve's bothering me. No matter what I do, I can't get these daggone wrinkles out of that sleeve. It just happens every time. Yeah, so a lot of Star Wars stuff coming out. I can't wait for the remake of the Old Republic game. I don't even know that it's being called Knights of the Old Republic or just the Old Republic. Everything I've seen, it just calls it the Old Republic, the Sith Legacy or Legacy of the Sith. Series are coming out, lots of series. I can't wait to see if Taika Waititi's movie's still on track. 1 hour and 10 minutes. Thanks, Biggs. Thanks, Tyler. It's been a while since you've done that one to me. Yeah, that's awesome. It's going to be stuck in my head all day now. Obi, Qui-Gon, and Han. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, it's a really good one. I like Obi-Wan a lot. He's not ambiguously good either. He always tries to do the right thing. Qui-Gon I like because he's defiant. He defies the orders of the council to listen to the Force. And that's something they talk about in the High Republic novels is it better to go by the instructions of the council or listen to the Force? That's one reason I like the High Republic novels is because they question things. Before the Miss comes back and enacts her wrath because you stayed on stream. Yeah, that's fine. She's going to be out for a little while. She's having a birthday dinner with some of her friends. Not her birthday, but her friend's birthday. Oh, yeah, and if you can see the bottom, that's where the teeth of the Mythosaur skull go. I wrapped them under the bottom. Yeah, I want to see more Qui-Gon. I want to see... I'd love to see a series of Qui-Gon and Dooku while Qui-Gon's in training. I think that would be awesome. Add some Sifo-Dyas in there. I think it'd be really cool. It could go along lines with the Dooku Jedi Lost novel, which was a really good novel. If you guys haven't read that, read it. It gives a lot of good insight into Dooku. It makes you feel kind of bad for the guy. His dad was a real dick. Absolutely, Knut. Boba Fett for Mandalore. Qui-Gon, Kanan, Ahsoka. Yep. Kanan would have been on my list too, Dawn. His death probably hit me harder than anybody in Star Wars, even Luke. And that's saying a lot because there's some hard-hitting deaths in Star Wars, but Kanan's was just heartbreaking. And then they had to show it again in another episode, and you're just like, oh, there it is again. Oh, God. Oh. 50 viewers. Yay. Hey, and Biggs, if you guys didn't know, he's my resident tick taker. He counts down. He does the counts of viewers. Awesome stuff. I haven't read it yet, Samuel. I do have it. Let me see. It's down here somewhere. The Master and Apprentice. I have it. I just haven't read it yet. I'm about 15 books behind on my reading because I started reading the High Republic stuff. I read The Light of the Jedi just to see what all the buzz was about because people talked about it. And I was like, all right, let me check it out. People are hating on it, so it's probably something I like. Yeah, Five's death, that was a big one too. But yeah, so I'm really behind on everything. I still have 3 Thrawn novels to read, um, and or catch up on. But yeah, another good one was Dark Disciple. I love that book. Um, it's based off 3 unfinished episodes of the Clone Wars. Caleb Doom deserves more backstory. Absolutely. And I thought he was going to get more of a backstory in the Bad Batch when they showed him at the beginning, but then he ran off and he's gone. So hopefully he catches back up with them. Maybe Omega can pull him in or something. Tusken's death was really sad, but I'm talking about individual characters. Yeah, it was. It was. Kanan's death. I mean, Dave Filoni did that one really well. And I think another one that kind of goes along with it is Maul's death. Maul's death really struck a chord too. I mean, at one side you're like, yay, he's finally gone. He can quit being a nuisance to everybody. And on the other side you're like, man, he got the snotty end of the booty stick on that one. And it was just, you felt bad for the guy. Fives, Tech, Hauser, and Heavy. Don't forget Heavy. Oh, yeah. Admiral Satos. Forgot about that guy. Satos. Forgot about that guy. How'd the Beskar spear end up in the river of Skywalker? I must have missed something there. You inspire me to start a YouTube channel. I feel like you have a similar life as I do, kids, wife, etc. And I see you doing what you're passionate about. Hey, do it. I encourage it. I encourage anybody who wants to start a YouTube channel about Star Wars, go for it. I mean, I'll even collaborate with people once you start getting everything going and start understanding editing and all that stuff. I love what I do. I love this channel. This isn't my job either. I made a little bit of money this month and last month, but I mean, generally I don't, and I don't care if I do or don't. I just love doing it. I love talking about Star Wars. The money's just a perk. It's not enough to live off of by any means, but it's still, it still helps. I mean, that's why I have a better camera now because I made money last month, and any money I make off YouTube or the memberships or anything like that, and these super chats, I put back into the channel. I try to buy better equipment. Like I was able to buy a PC with some of it that I saved up. I bought a new camera. Got this nifty microphone here. I love my mic. If anybody wants to get me an endorsement from Blue for my Yeti mic, that'd be awesome because I love this thing. A lot of people don't like it because it's a USB mic, but I don't care. I love it. I haven't had any problems with it. Since I've got this microphone, nobody has told me I sound like I'm talking in a coffee can. So, that's good. Hey, DR, no problem, man. Yeah, and I mean, you helped me out a lot too. So, I mean, it goes both ways. I'd help anybody. Yeah, Small's end was so sudden, but it was really hurtful. Oh, thank you, Patrick. I appreciate that. Really, I do, a lot. So sudden, but it really heartfelt, especially if you know his past and that of his brothers. Yeah, I mean, he was ripped away from. Mother Talzin just basically gave him up and said, "Here, take him. I don't care. You're gonna train me to be a Sith one day anyway." But Maul was used. He was just used and thrown away, and they thought they threw him away, but they didn't. And all he wanted to do was come back and gain favor back from Palpatine. But Palpatine was like that. Anybody seen Yellowstone? Palpatine's kind of like Kevin Costner in Yellowstone. Kind of a douche. No, Palpatine's a real douche, but Kevin Costner's kind of a douche in Yellowstone. on a Star Wars channel about Star Wars politics. Ooh, that'd be awesome. I'd watch that. Yeah, definitely, Kent. Have you seen the Son of Dathomir comic? I think it's the Son of Dathomir. There's two Darth Maul comics. One's Son of Dathomir, and I forget what the other one's called, but one of them has his childhood in it, and it's really good. Let's see. Buy me a do-rag. Yeah, I'm waiting for somebody to buy me a do-rag. I'll wear a do-rag. I don't care. As long as it's Star Wars do-rag or something. I'll wear that. I don't care. Don't bother me none. But I have went over quite a bit here. So, yeah, Gentech's another good channel. Robin, thank you. I do watch him once in a while. I don't watch all of his videos because I don't have time for that. As I expect you guys not to watch all of my videos. Just watch the ones that you're interested in or you have time for. It's whatever. But I do have to get going. I am getting really hungry. I haven't ate since this morning. And it is now 4:36 my time. Patrick, again, I appreciate you. Everybody that donated, I really appreciate you. Everybody that contributed and joined in the chat, I appreciate you all so much. I do. So much. Don't forget to hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Let's try to boost my channel up there. Get some positive vibes out in the Star Wars universe and fandom. We need that. We need so much positivity. And I see it's catching on. I see a lot of Facebook groups. People are complaining about the negativity. Negative people are jumping in and say, well, because of this and this and this. But I'm going to leave you guys with a quote from a sage that I know very well. Let me find this quote. One moment, please. I screenshotted it. So, all right. So the quote goes like this. And this is toward toxicity, not so much criticism. Criticism's great or critique is great to help art grow. Artists thrive off feedback, and critiquing it is a great way to make an artist do better. Criticism and hate stops artists. Okay, we all know that. So here's the quote. When I say I love something, I mean I love it. I don't judge it or tell it to change to suit my wants or needs. I accept it for what it is. If I claimed to love my family and constantly pointed out their flaws and never pointed out their attributes, I wouldn't have a family for long. You can't love someone or something and hate on it every chance you get. Remember that. And that quote was made by me. That's right. It's on my Instagram. I put it on my Instagram trying to shout out to people to shut up and quit being so negative. Along with it is a picture of my grandson wearing one of my Boba Fett helmets. So remember that. If you feel like you're criticizing things a little too much and you're not looking at positive things, then maybe you're not looking at the positive enough. It's not a bad thing to say, okay, this is the part I don't like about this, but I like this. I like what you tried to do here. That's critiquing. That's the good way to go about making art grow. So, thank you, everybody. I really appreciate you. And like I said, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and subscribe. Hit the like button. Leave a comment. Spread this around. Get it out to all your friends. Let's see if we can get... Oh, look, somebody put a porn link in there. Sweet. I'll check that out later. Kidding. I'm not going to do that. But thank you all for joining me. I really appreciate it. And this is Gerald from Star Wars Fanatics.